Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel, whether you're new or coming back. Thanks very much for everyone who has participated in the sweepstakes to get a free personal reading with me. We have a winner now, it's Daria. Daria, congratulations. And I have created a post and tagged you just in case you didn't see it but you're watching this. Please email me and we'll figure out all the details. If you don't know the email, obviously it's in the description box and also you can find it on my website. Let's figure out the details of how you're gonna get your reading and the next steps. All right, for everyone else, we're gonna do a classic read today with the love oracle cards at the end. So we'll get guidance and love for each of the twin collectives, and then tomorrow most likely I'm gonna do the divine masculine in-depth read. And as we continue working with the ancestor energy, I will be using the keepers of the light to start a reading and to get us an oracle message, first of all for divine feminines watching. Also, I have now published all of the horoscopes for November on my other channel, Mindful Bamboo, so please check that out if you haven't done so yet. They are pretty juicy. So, feminines, you got the Gaia card, Earth connection, very feminine energy. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth, stay grounded. Yeah, so keep it real, keep your energy grounded and in the now, in the present. If there is a way for you to show your care, your love towards nature, towards planet Earth, environment in any shape or form, please do. And you don't even need to go far, even if you're taking care of plants or pets in your house, that can also be part of that, right? It's more about the intention and what you feel you're able to do at this time. Masculines, we've got the Diana, focused intention, and this is very much masculine energy. And yes, this is an example of a masculine energy realized through the feminine avatar, through the female avatar. So essentially, it's a woman with masculine energy. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. I feel like this is so important, especially if we have an ambitious goal and we don't necessarily see it succeeding for a while, or we understand that it's going to take a long time, right? It's important to keep that focused intention going, especially with the new moon in Scorpio that we've just experienced. It peaked on Friday, but actually the energy stayed strong through the weekend as well, and hopefully that gave you that opportunity, that time and space to set your intentions so that now you can keep that focus on it. All right, let's get into tarot. Let's see. We are doing the love messages today. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so I feel like, especially since Scorpio is a watery sign and we're in Scorpio season, that in the collective, I feel like a lot of emotions and feelings are coming up. And in States, for those who are here, of course, we also have a lot going on connected with the upcoming presidential election that's happening tomorrow. The stakes are really high, and regardless of which side you're on, who you're voting for, everybody understands that. So yeah, that only added, I would say, to what we were already feeling on the subconscious level. So if you feel heightened levels of anxiety, some kind of insecurity or uncertainty, then that's what it is, right? Don't be hard on yourself, don't take it personally, but of course find a way to ground yourself, to come back to Earth. And actually taking care of planet Earth could be one of the great ways to get out of your head and all the dark or sad thoughts that you may be having at this time. Speaking of which, 10 of Swords. Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so feminines, you have 6 of Swords clarified by 7 of Cups. Yeah, that's that uncertainty. This is like, how do I get to the good place? Like, what is the right answer right now? What's the right path for me? Right? I can see that I have a few options. And we like to say in the spiritual community that you always have a choice. right? If you're not making it, that's also your choice. If you decide to stay where you are, that's also a choice, especially once you are aware of it, right? Like, you can't just pretend like you don't know that anymore. So this is like, okay, so what do I do to get to the good part, right? Or to better my life? I mean, that's the intention, that's the desire, and that's a good desire. But don't get too hung up on the outcome, right? Because that really kills, and that's a very good guidance and reminder, since we are in that manifestation time. It kills manifestation when we get too hung up on the actual outcome. So I would say stick to the guidance of like, okay, this feels good, this feels aligned, this is what I believe in. Stick with those things. Or you can always experiment and treat it that way. Like right now, I'd like to try this path. It seems like it feels very interesting to me, right? So I'd like to give it a try and treat it that way, right? Not like it's life or death situation, but treat it as an experiment, as, you know, having fun, you know, playing with it, like seeing what it's like, and whether you want to take the next step after that. For the masculines, we see Nine of Cups clarified by Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's also about intention setting, but this is the part with wish fulfillment, right? This is like, okay, I've set my intention, I sent it to the universe, and now I'm counting on the universe to help me with it, right? Like now it's up to the universe or to the divine or whoever you believe the higher power is to do that for me or not do that for me, right? There is a certain truth to it, but I would say there's a kernel of truth in this because of course there's part that the universe plays, but there's also the part that you're supposed to do. So please don't forget that piece of the puzzle. It's a really important one, divine masculines, and that's why there is a focused intention here that you got. Set your sights high, right? And it's about taking action. It's not just about waiting, right? Nine of Cups in this deck is more about celebration, right? Like, here I've got all these glasses of wine, let's have a drink, let's celebrate, right? And hoping that there will be something to celebrate. But in order to get there, you're supposed to do something first to get to the celebration piece. Additional question for today. Nine of Pentacles clarified by the Hierophant. Oof. This is like the self-image or the reputation question, right? Like how much of it is defined by society and how much do our inner desires define it? Very nice question, right? We don't exist in a bubble for the most part. Bubble, I mean like not in a vacuum, right? Unless you're on the deserted island or, you know, somewhere far, far away from anyone else and you like don't give a damn. Otherwise, we are impacted by the culture, by our family and friends, you know, bigger scale, smaller scale, however you want to see it. There is impact there. And whether you like it or not, part of your reality, even your desires, your like deep desires, somewhere deep in the subconscious, I still, I'm not saying all of them, but at least some of them, are still directed by this impact of the surrounding you know, environment. So it's like, how do you balance that out so that it doesn't take over, so there is enough space for your own thing, but you're still showing respect for universal laws as well as the culture and the laws of the, you know, country and society that you're in. Feminines, your message. Five of Cups clarified by Three of Wands. Do not overthink your intentions, right? Do not try to shape them up based on what will make everybody else happy around you, right? It's not about making them all happy. It's about staying true to what will make you happy, right? Of course, there is a fine line and, you know, there is a certain point where you don't want to negatively impact other people, right? And that's the balance, really. Are my passions, my dreams, my wishes impacting people around me in a negative way? If yes, maybe I need to rethink something, all right? And we mean, of course, like their well-being, their health, things like that. Not like, oh yeah, they're gonna be very upset about that, right? In this Five of Cups, there is also a bar. So it could be that somebody will go into their addictions. Like if I'm not following the pattern that they want me to follow, whether it's parents or friends or a romantic partner, then I know that they will go down this road again. And it doesn't have to be alcohol, obviously it can be any other addiction, right? So I better behave, I better keep myself in check, right? But that's not really what the intention is all about. And if anything, a lot of times as twins, we are given this kind of assignments where we're supposed to overcome this desire to keep people around us happy, especially if we know that our specific choice is gonna make specific person or people unhappy, right? Like sometimes we really truly know about it. Maybe we even had those conversations with them, right? And this is like the big question, right? What are you gonna do with this? For masculines, we see 3 of Wands clarified by King of Cups. So now we have King and Queen of Cups in this reading. We also have 3 of Wands synchronicity between the feminine and the masculine. It's a very different one though, right? And it has a fog, it's more at night. So to me, the self-image on the masculine side has a lot to do with inner feelings and emotions and how you feel about yourselves, masculines, right? It's like connection to your inner feminine at this time and checking like how do you feel about yourself, right? Like how those choices or even intentions that you're set in making you feel, right? It's that depth that masculines don't always go into, especially if intentions are more of a material nature. They're more external. And it's like, who cares how am I feeling? It's just A, B, and C, right? I know it's gonna bring me success or it's gonna get me to where I want, and that's why I'm doing it. What do I mean how I'm feeling? But it is actually a different aspect of it, right? It's important to not to see it logically, right? Like logically, that's your brain, right? Like this makes sense to me, this roadmap or this algorithm, right? Or this model of growth or whatever. But this is how you feel. And that's a really different world. And that's a lot of times something that we are not taught about. And I don't mean just the masculine, just generally. So might get tricky, but so what would one more comment that I'm gonna give here. If what you're doing seems great on paper, but it's making you feel like you're betraying yourself or others, or there's a lot of anxiety and uncertainty, like something just feels off. I can't even put my finger on it, but it just seems off, right? Not saying necessarily it's the wrong thing to do, but buy yourself some time, take that time and space to understand better what it is. Maybe do more research. I don't know, depending on what the situation is. If it's a person and the relationship, then take it slow, you know? And the more honest you're gonna be about these things, first of all with yourself and then up to you how you wanna explain it to anybody else involved, the better the outcome is gonna be. And sometimes that's also a lesson, right? It doesn't mean I'm afraid of this, so I'm just gonna run away. No, it means, okay, let me just look at it. Let me talk to my inner child, if anything, right? Let me see where this, fear or pain is coming from. Okay, so for the feminines, the messages in love are the chaser and the photograph. Wow, someone is missing you. And it's a chaser in codependent relationship. Fear of abandonment. Yeah, so especially if you're in communication with your DM, that they definitely, like if they know you, they definitely don't want to ruin what you have. They don't want to lose you out of their life. And they're looking through pictures to remind themselves of those great times. And if right now there is a drift between you two, that's definitely making them, feel a lot of pain based on that. And it's kind of like a deeper level of pain that they may not necessarily acknowledge, but it's bad enough for them to turn into a chaser or to have that itch, right? So, and it may come in very suddenly for you, divine feminine. So you may be like hearing nothing from them for a while, and then one day it's like, you know what, I can't imagine my life without you. I feel like this is so meant to be. Let's do something, right? Something like that. If you are feeling that way, right, for those who feel like they are the chaser right now, then, you know, dwelling in the past, especially like going through pictures and having all that nostalgia, is not really gonna help you. Again, we had this card today to ground yourself and to come back to now. And that's the best thing you can do. And, you know, take it one step at a time. You don't need to kind of like say yay or nay just like today and that's it. It's forever and ever. No. Take the pace that you are comfortable in, you know, mentally, emotionally. Masculines, you have the healthy choices and the golden mirror. Interesting. Making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-care, being happier. And the golden mirror is about self-absorption and love bombing, right? So there are always these choices, right? And we actually saw some of that crossroads in your story, in your reading today. So think about it, how you want to see it, right? Do you want to make healthier choices, which may be less gratifying in the moment, or it may seem a little harder, like it takes more steps, so you need to change your habits or whatever, right? But it's going to give you a lot more happiness in the long run, and it's going to keep you more emotionally stable overall. Or you can go with the golden mirror, which is, you know, some kind of unbalanced, or either self-reflection or your relationship with another person. And it may, you know, like a golden mirror, it looks good, right? It's shiny, it's great. So it may look good in the moment right now, but down the line, and you know this, it's not gonna work well, because this disbalance is just gonna blow it up, right? And yeah, it may explode in someone's face. I don't mean literally, God forbid, but you know, it's gonna be painful, very painful. So it's up to you, masculines, what you decide to do, which way you decide to go. Both options are available to you. For some, I'm hearing even with the same person. Because the same person, whether it's a partner, a romantic partner, a friend, a business partner, right? You can go this way or that way. And it's more about, do you have the courage to set your boundaries and kind of set your ground rules, or take that space that you need? Or you're just gonna go with, well, kind of go with the flow, but essentially just like go with whatever the other person wants from you. The choice is yours. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Please don't forget to like the video and sign up to my channel. And until next time.